I'm Sherrell Hubbard in the Newswatch newsroom. Coming up next, a deadly drive-by shooting in Downey. I'm Sherrell Hubbard in Pomona. I'll tell you why this surveillance camera could possibly put a health inspector behind bars. I'm Sherrell Hubbard in Compton, where a botched robbery ends in double murder. That story up next. Breaking news tonight out of Mexicali. That's where a major earthquake struck just moments ago. We're being told it measured more than 7.2. No word yet on injuries or damage. I'm Sherrell Hubbard here with Cheech Marin. We're talking about the perfect game. That story up next. Also, a stray bullet sends a child to the hospital. Those stories and more next on Newswatch.
Newswatch reporter Sherrell Hubbard joins us from Pomona with this controversial story. Sherrell?
Controversial indeed, Jay. We're inside a Pixie Donuts where the incident happened. The video you're about to see is shocking, along with the fact that no arrests have been made. You're watching surveillance video from inside of Pixie Donuts. The bakery's owner, Denise Chow, claims she was lured into this back room and groped last week by a Los Angeles County health inspector. Chow declined comment, but her lawyer, Timothy McDonough, says she's devastated by the alleged attack.
You can see the embarrassment that she has and the shock where she reaches her hand up like this to her face after the first encounter and actually kind of during the end of that, and turns and she's sort of shy, embarrassed. She's offended.
Watch as Chow struggles to get away. As the 4-minute tape rolls, you can see she begins to aggressively fight back, but the inspector, Magdi Tawardalos, is relentless. Customer Kelly Galanzanier says she was outraged after seeing the video on the local news.
I just heard about it again last night and this morning on the news, and it's appalling to see that. I know these people. They're very nice people, and I think it's degrading. I think it's horrible.
County health officials put Tawardos on unpaid leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. McDonough is seeking $10 million in damages for his client, but he says he's most concerned about other women who may have been victimized.
The conduct of this particular inspector appears to be very bold, very brazen, very self-assured. Also, there's an appearance that he is trying to avoid being seen from the public out front. It appears to be very calculated. It appears that this person has done this before.
I think he should be fired. Evidently, he's done this before, so this is not something new for him. He's gotten away with this before, so I think he should be fired.
Detectives say they'll make a comment if an arrest is made. In Pomona, I'm Sherrell Hubbard, Newswatch LA.
Wow, shocking. Thanks, Sherrell, for that report.
The body of a 40-year-old car salesman is loaded into the coroner's van after he was shot in the head. He's one of 2 employees murdered at Compton Custom Auto Sales last night. Milton Arrington, who was also in the shop, says he's just thankful to be alive.
That ain't right. 2 good black men gone for nothing. I'm just glad to be here.
Around 8 p.m. yesterday, the LA County Sheriff's Department responded to calls of a robbery in progress. They arrived to a grisly scene on the 300 block of Long Beach Boulevard. Sergeant David Infante says all 6 robbery suspects were captured shortly after the shooting, but in a bizarre twist, one of them never made it to a jail cell.
One of the suspects was placed in the backseat of the police car. There was no incident, meaning no force was used on him. But during his detention in the backseat of the police car, deputies noticed that he was unresponsive. Deputies found that he was not breathing. They took him out of the police car, and they attempted life-saving efforts. They called the Compton Fire Department, and unfortunately the suspect was pronounced dead.
One other shooting victim was taken to the hospital and is going to be okay. But Joe Mo Henderson, who left the shop just minutes before the shooting, says he'll likely never be okay.
I think I'd rather be here. I'd rather have been here. I think I would have noticed something. Maybe it wouldn't have happened like this, but nevertheless, it did happen. Can't change that. And I lost some really good friends today. The
suspects are being arraigned tomorrow morning. They all face charges of murder in the first degree. From Compton, I'm Sherrell Hubbard, Newswatch LA.
Reporter Sherrell Hubbard joins us with the story. Hey, Sherrell.
Hey, Jay, I'm here in the Fairfax district at the green carpet premiere of The Perfect Game. If you'll look right over here, the media is all set and ready to go, and so are the stars. Photographers are out in full force snapping away at the stars of The Perfect Game. On the carpet tonight, stars like Cheech Marin, Clifton Collins Jr., and Moises Arias, just to name a few. Comedian Cheech Marin talks about the fun he had making this film.
The fun was playing ball with the kids, you know, because I was in Little League when this story actually happened. I was the same exact age as these kids, and I was little and I was brown, and I played baseball, and these guys were my heroes.
But for 9 boys,
The Perfect Game is based on the true story of some impoverished Mexican baseball players on a journey to their first Little League World Series. Along the way, they run into some challenges such as discrimination and a lack of resources. Director Bill Deere says the movie is really about overcoming adversity.
What do you want kids, especially disadvantaged youth, to take away from this movie?
I think it's that simple message of we can, yes we can, you know. I mean, these kids had nothing. They aspired to, they just wanted to play one game of baseball. They were willing to, you know, cross the border, walk 12 miles to McAllen, Texas, just to stand there on a field in a real uniform. Win or lose, they didn't care, because for that one day they were going to be ball players. And as fate have it, they won, and they won, and they won, and they won, and they made history.
Before the actual premiere, celebs signed autographs and fans got to test their skills at the pitching cage. Moviegoer Alexis Seal says she thinks The Perfect Game will be a grand slam.
Can you tell me why you're so excited to see this movie?
Because I like everyone in it, and I think it's going to be a really fun movie. I've seen the previews and stuff.
Well, this movie premiere is wrapping up shortly, but the film will hit theaters nationwide next Friday. Reporting from the Fairfax District, I'm Sherrell Hubbard for Newswatch LA. Back to you in the studio, Jay.
Great story. Thanks for that report.
Good afternoon, I'm Sherrell Hubbard with your Newswatch News Break. A drive-by shooting in Downey tops the news at this hour. It left a man dead and an apartment complex damaged. The driver of this Cadillac was shot in the face while driving south on the 16,000 block of Hanson Avenue. As you can see, he crashed into an apartment unit. The driver died at the scene. No one was inside the apartment. The suspect is still on the loose. In Torrance, police are investigating a knife attack that sent a 15-year-old girl to the hospital. The girl was walking down this street when 2 other young women approached her and demanded to know what gang she was from. The victim said she wasn't in a gang. Still, the suspects attacked her. They were found hiding in a nearby house and booked on attempted murder charges. Finally, tonight, a 9-year-old boy is recovering from a gunshot wound to the neck. He was hit while sitting in a school bus. This Atlantic Express bus was hit by a stray bullet around 2 o'clock this afternoon. It was parked outside of Star King Elementary School. The boy said he felt a sting, then blood coming from his neck. He was taken to a nearby hospital and is listed in critical condition. That's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching Newswatch. I'm Sherrell Hubbard. You have a good night.